Atención a las palabras de Vladimir Putin respecto a la Otan y los ataques que se están llevando a cabo contra su nación. Mucha atención a lo que acaba de decir hoy mismo en estas acciones que asegura que se están poniendo en su contra y que no se deberían permitir.
The current international situation is changing rapidly. We see how sharply the situation in the Middle East has escalated. Non-regional powers are also being drawn into the conflict. All of this is bringing the world to a very dangerous brink. We cannot help but be concerned that a number of Western politicians continue to harbor plans to inflict a strategic defeat on Russia. History clearly teaches them nothing. They continue to supply the current Kyiv regime with weapons and money and provide military, technical, and intelligence support. In essence, they are acting as direct participants in the conflict. We also know that at the upcoming NATO summit, there are plans to announce the launch of a large-scale program to further increase the alliance's capabilities. To implement this, NATO countries' military budgets will be increased. Meanwhile, the bloc's members already spend more on military purposes than all other countries in the world combined. So it is clear who is actually provoking global militarization and an arms race. Justifying their plans, the alliance leadership once again keeps talking about some kind of threat from Russia, about some possible invasion of Europe by us.
Como podemos comprobar, Vladimir Putin ya está más que harto de lo que está diciendo la Otan, asegurando que son ellos los responsables de absolutamente todo lo que está sucediendo en Europa y de la gran crisis económica. Él mismo lo ha dicho, la crisis económica recae directamente en los países de la Otan, no de nosotros. Y además también ha querido recalcar que si continúan dando este tipo de noticias completamente falsas, según dice Vladimir Putin, habrán acciones pertinentes y globales contra todos aquellos que intenten recalcarlo de esa manera, decía.
They made up this scare stories themselves and repeat it year after year in order to deceive their own people and extract money from them. However, here too we are once again faced with the usual and shameless lies. Given the growing geopolitical tensions, we will continue to take appropriate measures to strengthen the security of Russia and our allies, and to develop our armed forces as a guarantee of Russia's sovereign and independent development. An ongoing priority remains the enhancement of the combat capabilities of all branches and types of our armed forces. Thus, due to the increased role of unmanned aerial vehicles in modern conflicts, a new branch of the military is being formed, the Unmanned Systems Forces. This year, we will complete the full range of organizational measures for the formation of units and formations of the Moscow and Leningrad military districts. In addition, Marine brigades will be expanded into divisions. Their strike power and combat capabilities will increase significantly. As before, one of the top priorities is the technical modernization of the Army and Navy. First and foremost, this will be carried out within the framework of a new large-scale and long-term state armament program. Special attention will be given here to our nuclear triad. For example, the strategic missile forces will be equipped with modern YAS systems, and the aviation component of the strategic nuclear forces will be reinforced this year with upgraded Tuesday.
Como podemos estar comprobando, Vladimir Putin ya está empezando a confirmarle a las fuerzas de la Otan que si continúan en esa tesitura recibirán un brutal golpe por parte de los rusos. Es más, ya ha dicho que sus nuevos tanques en el combate son sin duda una posición muy real que si continúan insultando a Rusia tendrán que ser conscientes de lo que les puede pasar. Una situación evidentemente que, como vemos, los generales están aplaudiendo.
The 160M missile carriers. In addition, serial production of the newest medium-range missile system, Oreshnik, is underway. It has proven itself very well in combat conditions. And the Navy will receive new ships and submarines equipped with the latest generation of high-precision strike weapons. We will continue to consistently enhance the authority and social status of the officer corps. You are the main support of our armed forces and are called upon to serve as an example of professionalism and military honor, discipline, and a worthy, caring attitude toward your personnel and fellow soldiers for your colleagues and subordinates.
Aquí vemos claramente que Vladimir Putin no se calla y tampoco Lavrov. Vamos a escuchar qué es lo que tiene que decir.
In contrast to us, the approaches of Western so-called leaders are constantly changing and reflect, in general, the failure of all their original intentions. Remember how it all started? They said, Russia needs to be strategically defeated on the battlefield. They were shouting hysterically. After a while, the slogan changed and they started to loudly declare that Russia should not win in Ukraine. And now they are demanding, begging, pleading for an immediate ceasefire without preconditions. This is exactly what Zelensky strongly refused a couple of years ago, when he was still living and working under the slogan of strategic defeat on the battlefield. The fiasco of Western strategy and tactics is obvious, but Europe is still trying to inflict maximum damage on Russia, or as they say, to contain Russia. But now, however, they say not to contain Russia, but to defeat it, otherwise it will destroy Europe in 3 to 4 years. The position of the UN Secretary-General Mr. Guterres, a citizen of Portugal, a member state of the European Union and NATO, is very regrettable. Not only does he regularly and blatantly abuse his powers, he refuses, despite our numerous demands, to call things by their proper names and even to assist in obtaining basic information. Germany's position is also very worrying. Since some time now, together with Italy and Japan, it has voted at the United Nations General Assembly against our annual resolution on the inadmissibility of the glorification of Nazism and, in addition, has taken on the role of leader in supporting the Nazi regime in Kiev, pumping it with finance and weapons. Now they have come up with such a scheme, according to which supposedly they will produce weapons on the territory of Ukraine. Many objective observers have already cited facts according to which nothing of the sort will happen. This is just a cover for supplying weapons from Germany, from other European countries to the Ukrainian armed forces, referring to the fact that this is not support, it is not pumping weapons, but it is assistance in setting up their own production. Let those who broke off relations with us to the detriment of their people incur enormous financial and reputational losses.
Fijaros, porque esto es una bomba diplomática en toda regla. Estamos corroborando cómo los rusos ya no lo soportan más, ya han dicho a la OTAN, como sigáis por esa vía, vamos a ir a por todas. Vladimir Putin también lo ha dicho y ahora también Lavrov. No os olvidéis suscribiros al canal, amigos. Nos vemos en el próximo video. Hasta luego.